Hello and welcome into the PA Sports Bro, a channel where I like to talk about Pennsylvania sports teams. Today, I'm going to discuss the Philadelphia Flyers and their path to the playoffs, if they even have one at this point, because boy oh boy, Philly dug themselves a hole. They currently sit at 5th place in their own division, 71 points on the season. Now, I will give them some credit. They just got a big-time win against the Washington Capitals last night, a score of 4-1, which means they didn't just win. They won in regulation. So not only did they get the full 2 points, but they stopped Washington from getting a point by losing in overtime, which helped Philly leapfrog them. I believe they have the tiebreaker, at least that's what I assume, as Washington is now 6th and Philly is now 5th in the division. They share the same number of points, so Philly must have the tiebreaker, one would figure, right? Somehow, though, Philly needs to find a way to pass the Ottawa Senators, the Columbus Blue Jackets, and then after that, any one of the 4 teams, which seem to be tied with 79 points apiece. Penguins, 79 points. Islanders, 79. Red Wings, 79. Boston with only 78, but pretty much right there with them, right? So Philly needs to pass the Senators, the Blue Jackets, and then any one of those teams, basically all tied just under 80 points. Now, the path is there. It's possible. It's a tall task, but, Philly could maybe stand tall to pull it off. Again, they just got that big win against Washington, 4-1. That is a great way to start a run. Ersson got his 2nd win in a row, which is helpful. Vladar played what? 1, 2, 3, 4. Vladar played 5 games in a row. What a stud. But Ersson, man, he got a win against the Rangers. It was an overtime win, but a win nonetheless. And then he just got that big win last night against Washington. So 2 in a row for him. That's the kind of effort we're going to need, and results from him they're going to need to actually have a shot to pull this off. The problem now, they have a tough game coming up tonight, the second leg of a back-to-back at Minnesota, and there's travel involved, a back-to-back. This is a tough spot for Philly. I don't know if they pull this one off. Even worse, they might be looking ahead in the schedule because they play the Blue Jackets the game after this, and while every game's important, you want points from all these, opponents you're playing. That's the most important game on the schedule, I would say. The Columbus Blue Jackets, they have 2 games remaining against that club. Both of them at Philly, which is very, beneficial for us. And then not only do they play the Blue Jackets twice, they play the Detroit Red Wings once, twice, 3 times before this season is over. And then Montreal, that's the end of the season. So they'll have 2 games against the Blue Jackets, 3 against the Red Wings. A really strong chance for Philly to gain some serious ground against both of those ball clubs. And they have 1 game against Boston, 1 game against the Islanders. All of a sudden, Philly, while they do need some help, well, shoot, they need more than some. They need a lot of help, let's be real. They also do have just the tiniest bit of control over their own destiny because out of those 18 games they have remaining, 7 of them are against teams they need to pass or leapfrog in the standings. So if they win those 7 key matchups, those pivotal games, they can somehow find themselves in the postseason. That is the path to the playoffs for the Philadelphia Flyers. Win against those teams. Those 7 games are crucial must-win games. Now, they have a tough game today, as we mentioned, but so do the Detroit Red Wings if you look at the left side of your screen here. Playing at Tampa, that's a good club. They could beat any team in the league at their best. Tampa is a really good team. Not playing the best hockey right now, which, isn't that great for us. But again, it's a tough team to beat. The Blue Jackets going up against the Panthers, also a tough team to beat. These are very losable games for the Blue Jackets and the Red Wings. So while Philly might lose today against Minnesota, there's a good chance they won't lose any ground because the teams they need to pass will hopefully be right in the same boat with them. Now, I'm looking at these games. Truth is, I really don't like Philly's chances tonight. I might just be taking the Wild to win, but I don't like their price. Oh boy, minus 250 on the money line. Yeah, I won't be touching that on second thought. But yeah, that's the path, gentlemen. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you enjoyed the video. Going to be doing more videos about the Flyers, about the Phillies, about the 76ers, and about all these teams, the Eagles, and then, of course, the other PA sports city, Pittsburgh, which is my favorite sports city to root for. I like Philly, don't get me wrong, but I love me some Pittsburgh. So if you're a fan of Pennsylvania sports, please consider liking and subscribing to the channel. It would be very helpful for me. And having said all that, go Philly. Let's see what happens tonight. Thanks for stopping by one more time, and later days, dudes.